This is like Bewitched, but with a twist. Happy Halloween, everyone. This is Sexual Witchcraft. I'm Jay Harangue and I talk about soft porn and stalker movies.
You should subscribe.
It begins with these newlyweds, David and Sherry Williams, coming home from their wedding.
I love you.
I love you too.
And then they bang. But this woman is watching through the window. Luckily, this totally normal-looking police officer has caught her at it.
Freeze, dirtbag!
What's her excuse going to be?
I was just gonna borrow some sugar. Honest.
Yeah, right.
I suppose at least that's put a stop to her peeping.
Go ahead and look, but just this one time, okay?
What? Right, so she's back looking. Brilliant. When they finish, they come into their living room to find these three strangers.
Who are you people? Well, I'm Jack. This is my secretary, Elaine. And this is Steve. We're from Cooper Putnam, your new firm.
We're here to officially welcome you to Riverdale.
Okay.
Don't you just hate it when you're about to start a new job and a group of your future colleagues just let themselves into your house?
That never goes well.
We brought champagne.
Oh, that's all right then. When David takes his new colleagues into the kitchen, Sherry decides she can't just hang around in her nightie. So if Sherry blinks, magic happens.
Do you have any glasses? Let me check.
This actress has some pretty impressive champagne pouring skills.
That doesn't look good.
Anyway, they finally leave.
I think we should start locking the doors from now on.
Good idea.
When David goes inside, the peeping Jane neighbour, Mrs. Turnbull, introduces herself to Sherry. She's like, before you moved in, this house was on the market for ages. The last people who lived here were weird, but you seem alright, so I'm coming in. She thinks there's something weird going on in the house, because it's furnished, and it wasn't before. So clearly Sherry's magicked up the furniture and doesn't want anyone knowing, so she throws Mrs. Turnbull out.
Well, she's acting like she's up to something mysterious. I wonder what it is. Let's just see.
So she hangs around outside the window and watches as Sherry uses magic to clean up.
She's the very devil herself.
Cut to Jack's house where he and his assistant Elaine are talking about David and Sherry. Jack can't work out why the boss of his company has hired David.
Well, worry about that tomorrow.
And then they bang. Back at Mrs. Turnbull's house, her husband Harvey is home, and she's telling him that evil forces are taking over the neighbourhood. Harvey thinks she's just lost her mind and reminds her of the time she thought the couple previously there were vampires.
Come again?
Because they work night shifts.
I see.
Now we're at the office and Mr. Cooper is excited about David starting today. It's an advertising company and there's an account that Mr. Cooper really wants. Whoever comes up with the idea to get the account gets a bonus and a promotion.
May the best man win.
Back at home, Sherry's in bed sleeping off the champagne when her friend Carrie turns up.
Hungover?
What are you doing here?
It turns out David has no idea Sherry is a witch. It seems Sherry doesn't trust Carrie. She's like, you're going to have to leave now because I need to go and touch myself in the shower for the next 10 minutes.
I bet you do.
So Carrie disappears. Mrs. Turnbull is back on the case and goes back over to David and Sherry's, but Carrie answers the door.
You are not Mrs. Williams. Who are you?
I'm Carrie, Sherry's girlfriend.
She's like, I never saw you come into the house. Carrie's like, well, I didn't know anyone was watching. Sherry's in the shower.
All right. I'll come back later.
Mrs. Turnbull now thinks that Carrie was Sherry and that Sherry can turn herself into other people.
Oh, come on. That's full.
David then calls Sherry from work and tells her what's going on with this account. Problem is, he has no ideas. It's a cosmetics company, so Sherry tells him she'll try and think of something for him.
What beauty secrets have women wanted to know for ages?
Carrie has overheard this conversation and has her own idea. She summons Cleopatra from the past. Mrs. Turnbull is watching through the window again, and she faints.
I'd really like to know what your beauty secrets are.
Cleopatra's like, why should I tell you? And then they bang. But Sherry walks in on it and she's like, what's going on here? Carrie's like, I heard you on the phone and I summoned Cleopatra here to help with beauty tips.
That is an incredible story.
She's like, yeah, it is, but it's true. Cleopatra tells Sherry that the secret is to crush the wings of June bugs and rub them into her face.
Wow.
Carrie tries to send Cleopatra back, but it's not working.
Oh no!
They need to sort this soon, because the cop is outside her window trying to revive Mrs. Turnbull. Oh, and David's just got home. Sherry uses Mrs. Turnbull's fainting as a distraction, so Carrie and Cleopatra can hide. When Mrs. Turnbull wakes up, she starts talking about what she's seen, but David's like, you must have really hit your head hard, and she leaves. David then tells Sherry that Mr. Cooper and the others are coming over for dinner this evening to meet her. She's like, yeah, that's fine. I'll whip something up.
Wonder what happened to Carrie and Queen Hot Pants.
Well, I can't show much of this, but Carrie is swimming in a pool somewhere and the police officer sees her, joins her, and then they bang.
Of course.
Back at the office, Jack wants to look at Steve's ideas, but Steve isn't prepared to share. So Jack asks his assistant Elaine to do anything it takes to get the information he needs. So she goes into his office, has a quick look, starts flirting with him, and then they bang. That evening, they're all at David and Sherry's house. When Sherry goes upstairs to get changed, Cleopatra jumps out. Sherry's like, go hide in the bathroom, nobody can see you.
This should do the trick.
She meets Mr. Cooper and goes into the kitchen to magic up some drinks, but Mrs. Turnbull is hiding under the table and catches her red-handed. She's like, I knew you were a witch, wait till Harvey hears about this.
I don't think so.
So she uses her sexual witchcraft on her and makes her disappear.
Drinks are ready.
Jack says he really needs to use the bathroom, but he's actually planning to snoop around to try and find David's ideas. But oh no, he's bumped into Cleopatra. And then they bang. Downstairs, Mr. Cooper wants to know if David's had any ideas about the campaign. He hasn't, but when Sherry touches his head, he magically comes up with one.
I thought maybe a campaign built around the beauty secrets of Cleopatra.
That's absolutely brilliant.
Really?
Apparently this conversation has helped Sherry remember the spell to send Cleopatra home, so she's gone now, and that's the end of the film.
Are you serious?
Yes, that's the end of the film. So until next time. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe and check out this other video. Thank you.